Chapter 26. Dreams, Creating the Future. Now that I have learnt about Anastasia's feelings, about her desire to show, in spite of all her extraordinary traits, that she is still man, a normal, natural human being, I realized what mental anguish I had caused her that morning. Once again, I apologized to her. Anastasia responded that she wasn't angry, but now, after what she had done, she was afraid for me. Quote, "What could you have possibly done that could be so frightful?" I asked. And once again, I heard for the umpteenth time a story nobody should put forward seriously if they expect to be considered as normal as all other people in our society. Nobody talks that way about themselves. Quote, "When the ship left," Anastasia went on, "and the young people headed back to the village, I stood for a while all by myself on the riverbank, and I felt good. Then I ran off to my forest. The day passed as usual, but in the evening, when the stars had already come out, I lay down on the grass and began dreaming, and then worked out this plan." Quote, "What kind of plan?" Quote, "You see, the things that I know are partially known by various people of the world you live in. Collectively, they know practically everything, only they do not fully understand how it works. Then I went and fancied how you will go to a large city and tell many people about me and my explanations. You will do this using the same methods by which you usually spread any kind of information. You will write a book. A great many people will read it, and the truth will unfold to them. They will have fewer ailments. They will change their attitude toward children and work out a whole new way of educating them. People will become more loving, and the earth will begin to emit more radiant energy. Artists will paint my portrait, and each portrait will be their very best masterpiece. I shall try to inspire them. They will make what you call a movie, and it will be the greatest film ever made. You will look at all this and remember me. You will meet wise people who will understand and appreciate what I told you, and they will explain a lot of things to you. You will trust their word more than mine and realize that I am not a witch, but actually man, a human being. It is just that I have more information inside me than other people. What you write will be of tremendous interest, and you will become rich. You will have money in the banks of 19 countries, and you will visit holy places and cleanse yourself of all the darkness that is in you. You will remember me and begin to love me. You will have the desire to see me again and to see your son. You will desire to become worthy of your son. My dream was so clear, but possibly a bit pleading too. That is probably why everything happened the way it did. They took it as a plan of action and decided to carry people through the dark forces window of time. That is permitted if the plan is formulated in detail on the earth, in the heart and mind of an individual man, an earth dweller. No doubt they took this as a grandiose plan. Perhaps they added something themselves. That is why the forces of darkness have been hard at work of late. They have never been this active before. I realized this from the ringing cedar. Its ray has become a lot more powerful lately, and the ringing has gotten louder. The cedar is hurrying to give back its light and its energy. As I listened to Anastasia, I became more and more convinced that she was utterly crazy, that maybe she had long ago escaped from some asylum and was living here in the forest, and here I had gone and slept with her. And now she might have a child. What a tale indeed! Seeing how serious and concerned she was as she talked with me, I tried to calm her down. Quote, "Don't worry, Anastasia. Your plan is obviously unrealizable, and so there's no need for the forces of darkness and light to fight each other. You don't have a detailed enough knowledge about our everyday life, its laws and conventions. The thing is that an awful lot of books are being published right now, but even the works of well-known authors aren't selling that well. I'm no writer, and so I don't have either the talent or ability or education to write anything." Quote, "That is correct. You did not have these earlier, but now you do," she declared in response. Okay, I kept trying to assuage her fears. Even if I tried, nobody would print it or believe in your existence. But I do exist. I exist for those for whom I exist. They will believe and help you, just as I shall later help them. And together with those people, I couldn't make sense of what she was saying right off, and once more I made an effort to calm her down. Quote, "I shall not even make an attempt to write anything. There's absolutely no sense in it. Don't you get it?" Quote, "Believe me, you shall. They have already created a whole network of circumstances that will make you do this." Quote, "What am I, do you think? A puppet in somebody's hands?" Quote, "And so much depends on you. But the forces of darkness will try to stop you with all their tricks in their arsenal. They will even drive you to suicide by creating an illusion of hopelessness." Quote, "Enough, Anastasia. That's it. I'm sick and tired of listening to your fantasies." Quote, "You think they are just fantasies?" Quote, "Yes, fantasies." And I stopped short. It hit me all of a sudden as I calculated the timing in my head, and I understood. Everything Anastasia told me about her dreams, about our son, she had thought up last year, long before I knew her as well as I do now, long before I slept with her. Now, a year later, it was coming to pass. Quote, "So that means it's already coming to pass?" I asked her. Quote, "Of course. If it had not been for them, and for me too, a little, your second expedition would not have been possible. After all, you were scarcely able to make ends meet after the first one, and you did not even have any claim to the ship." Quote, "You mean to say you influenced the shipping line and the firms that helped me?" "Yes." Quote, "So you drove me to ruin and inflicted damage on them? What right have you to interfere like that? And here I've left the ship behind and am sitting here with you. Maybe right now everything's going to pieces back there. You've probably got some kind of hypnotic ability. No, worse than that. You're a witch, and that's it, or a crazy hermit. You don't have anything, not even a house, and here you go philosophizing in front of me, you sorcerer. I am an entrepreneur. Do you have any idea what that means? I'm an entrepreneur. Even if I'm dying, my ships still ply the river. They bring goods to people. That's what I do. I bring things to people, and I can give you any items you need. But what can you give me?" Quote, "What can I give you? I can give you a drop of heavenly tenderness, and I can give you rest. You will be a genius of bright-eyed cleverness. As your image, I am blessed." Image? Who needs your image? What sense can that express? It will help you write the book for the people. Oh, please. There you go again, doing goodness knows what with that mysticism of yours. So you can't just live like a normal person? Are you sure? Quote, I have never done anything bad to anyone, and I never can. I am a human being. I am man. If you are so concerned about earthly goods and money, just wait a little. It will all come back to you. I do owe you an apology for dreaming like that, dreaming that you will have a time of troubles. But for some reason, I could think of no alternative back then. You do not see the logic. You need to be compelled to see it through the help of circumstances in your world.